Guys, what's going on? It is good to be back, and I appear to have gone live again, which suggests that the library is still operational despite ongoing financial sabotage. I hope everyone can hear me well. If you guys can't hear me, just let me know, but I think I figured out the audio problem that I had before. But yeah, today I wanted to talk about like the making of my server, my channel in general, and maybe the Winnie the Pooh saga and the crossover that kind of came about. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good night or day or wherever you are in the world, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. That's great. That's great. Texas. It's kind of interesting how I always get people from like Florida or Texas. I can also hear the music much better. That's good. Actually, it was smart, and I put it all in a playlist so I don't have to look at it. And I also got comfortable. I'm sitting in a massage chair right now, so that takes care of a few things, right? Am I leaving? No, we just got started. I'm just kind of waiting for people to file in, but it looks like we're good to go. I'm only here to talk crap. By the way, I hope you guys like this image. I thought it was really super cute. And of course, Cthulhu's in his bathrobe, his ancient, scholarly bathrobe, like always. It's funny that I had this like image in my head that they were going to bring him to shopping, but as a way of passive resistance, he was just not going to be in like some kind of chic outfit or some kind of modern wear. He's just going to wear his bathrobe, which I think is infinitely funny. And a little thing in my series, he's always in a bathrobe. It looks like a majestic robe, but he's really just like trying to be comfortable at all times, which I can personally relate to. But yeah. But yeah, so Cthulhu the Librarian. I just wanted to mention real quick that I started the series because my wife told me that I should do something for me for once. It's kind of really interesting too because I was in the army for 7 years. I did college for a few years, and I think I was always trying to like do something for other people. And I don't know, I don't want this like to sound selfish or anything, but my wife was like, "Why don't you spend time like trying to do something for you for once?" And I kind of like took that to heart. And I just like started to develop the series, I guess, which is kind of funny because when it originally started, it wasn't supposed to be like a big thing. I was making some like silly posts on social media. I remember the first video I did was like 55 seconds long, and it was literally about this guy. He rolls up to Cthulhu, he gets the Necronomicon from the library, and he gets transported with magic to like some tavern where he does like an infinite TikTok challenge and he just dances. And that was like 55 seconds. If I ran into your version of Cthulhu, I'd have to ask what stories you think humanity keeps getting wrong. I think whatever Lovecraft says is pretty much guaranteed to be wrong. Because that man was afraid of his shadow, penguins, other races. I think whatever version he thought was the Eldritch society was pretty much wrong. Because one of the things that I do, and it's kind of like this little philosophy that I have for the channel, is that Eldritch doesn't necessarily mean like malevolent or terrible or evil. It just means like something that's ancient and unknowable. And the danger, if you look at the linguistic word for Eldritch, it really just means something that's mysterious. And the danger is like misrepresenting that. He was afraid of technology. I wonder if like I put Lovecraft in front of like an airplane, what he would think about that. Probably think like an airplane was like the black goat of the woods or something like that. The dude was not well. Like I've unironically thought, what would happen if Kanye West and Lovecraft were in the same room? I feel like they would get along and not get along at the same time. It's kind of a weird concept, I know. Oh, I should switch slides now. Everyone's here. Let's see. There we go. Hope that changes soon. By the way, all the music I'm playing is pretty much from like every episode I've done since I started the series. It's kind of interesting because the more music I use, it's become kind of thematic for my characters, and that's kind of how I get into character too. I literally play some of the music that I get from Epidemic Sounds, which is like the library music I use for all my videos anyway. It helps me like get into character. And I know a lot of you guys are writers too, so you probably get what I mean. Like, writers are not like actors in the traditional sense, but they definitely like get in their heads, their characters. But it's just so interesting to me how many like happy accidents I've had. Because all these characters I've made, they really were just like happy accidents. I created Croissant-chan because my wife and I like to cook, and she's a chef in real life. So literally, I was thinking about, I was literally eating croissants one day, and she told me that I should make food like a theme in my channel, and I literally couldn't come up with like a name for her, so I was like Croissant-chan. Let's just see how that goes. Everything I do is pretty ridiculous. I don't think I started the Cthulhu on the Go series until like March. That's when it got, I wouldn't say serious, because I tried to keep that whimsical satire comedy thing going. But I really enjoyed exploring my own universe in a way. I think the biggest challenge was Cthulhu himself. That's pretty cool. 5 of 7 over here is saying, for me, I used to play out the moments, like for D&D, I would practice villain speeches. That's pretty cool. I would, for some of my videos before I write, sometimes I would actually, not like look at myself in the mirror, but I would like talk to myself, you know, to try to get in character. It takes a certain amount of music and a certain amount of talking, I guess. There's a surprising amount of people that don't have an inner monologue, but I do. And I have to talk to myself for like 5-10 minutes before I can do writing. And I know that sounds like I have schizophrenia or some weirdness to me. I blame Stephen King. I grew up reading Carrie, Misery, The Shawshank Redemption. I probably shouldn't have as a kid. That probably messed me up. Hey Raven, what's going on? If you guys don't know Raven, she's another YouTuber. She makes music. She's pretty talented. If you want to check her out later, that'd be cool. But I think one of the things that I personally think people come back to for Cthulhu the Librarian, the series, is that people like the satire comedy part of it, but it's so, I've been told that even though it's cosmic horror, there's like a openness to it, there's like a warmth to it, and I actually really appreciate that, because I've tried to like coin the term bright cosmic horror, not just cosmic horror, but like there's this idea, I think, that the universe may be indifferent, and even if that's the case, we can still form community together. So you have this character that's Cthulhu, right? And by giving him a voice, I give him the opportunity to, form bonds that he might not have had for like millions of years. It's been really interesting too, because as a being, Cthulhu is just extremely powerful, right? And one of the biggest hurdles in my series and when I write is putting him in situations that are literally like that kind of tests his nature, but also shows his restraint. I want to say, like, he doesn't have to interact with Zeus. He doesn't have to interact with like Fumiko or whatever. He doesn't have to be a librarian. But the fact that he's trying to exist with these characters, I feel like is really unique and really interesting. Raven's being modest by saying I just write stuff. I just write stuff too, Buckaroo. Same here. Oh, this image in particular was in the Winnie the Pooh episode. I remember that one. This was the creation of Vistarchy, which I was trying to get to. And you know that's something that's interesting too. When I started the series, like I said, like it was all kind of all over the place. I didn't have origin stories. I was just kind of like making comedic videos and just kind of hanging out. But year two, when it got a little more serious, I started wanting to explore like why is this happening? Why did Cthulhu decide to save the 100-Acre Woods? Why does he have daughters in the first place? And if he has daughters, what are their origins and why do they exist? So I mean, um, kind of became its own thing like that. I want to say, and I think people are drawn to that too because it's authentic. Hopefully, I'm not tooting my own horn here too much, but like, that's what I like about the series. Like, Cthulhu can keep on evolving as a figure, and that is what Paradox Buddha says, and that is what makes your version of Tentacle Daddy way better. He is trying to be interacting. Yeah, that's so true. Um, because it's too easy as like a eldritch god. He's beyond time and space. He's nigh omnipotent, and he's not even the strongest of the elder gods. Like canonically, he's like the middle manager. I think he's like the priest or the high priest that talks about the elder gods, and he doesn't have a voice. He's kind of like God. It's like giving Godzilla a voice, pretty much. I know that's like a really rough comparison, but Godzilla never talks, right? Cthulhu never talks. Um, you've earned your right to toot your own horn, however loud you please. I appreciate that. That's cool. Oh yeah, no, it's been like 2 years. Sorry, a year and 3 months. I don't want to get ahead of myself. It's been really fun. I think what I want to do going forward is literally like um, find animators, like real animators who want to make this like a whole, like an animated series or something like that. Someone who's smarter and more creative than me. Like I could definitely see this being like a animated series someday. Nobody's illusion. Hey, welcome in, friend. Haven't heard from you in a while. We got 9 people in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whether you're here just to chill, talk about the series, or just kind of hang out, I appreciate you all being here. I'm not quite ready to do a face reveal yet, just because allergies. I look like The Walking Dead, and I don't want to scare you guys away. I was joking with a friend earlier. I was gonna get like a Cthulhu mask and play the part just so it doesn't ruin the illusion. Adult Swim, yeah. I love that you said that. I grew up with Adult Swim. Um, I remember Seth. What was his name? Seth Rogen. Seth someone, yeah. But I grew up with like just all that satire comedy stuff. Um, South Park. Sorry, I just got lost in the music. I was actually, I remember this is for quests for Elder Gods, and that just reminded me I need to do one of those too. Seth Green, yeah, that's right, that's right. And you know what? Honestly, I think most of my fans are Gen X, I want to say. Millennials and Gen X. I feel like I'm giving my own generation like an opportunity to go back into their childhood and dream about things again. One of the most interesting things that came out of my series was probably the Winnie the Pooh Cthulhu crossover. That's another happy accident. I didn't really think that would actually take off. But for you guys who grew up on Kingdom Hearts, that's literally what I've been doing. Um, it could be Cthulhu interacting with Zeus, Lakshmi from the Hindu pantheon, or Fumiko, a kitsune from Japan. Um, I actually come from a very diverse background. I'm a quarter Chinese. I'm mostly just a white guy, but because of my dad's work, I grew up overseas. I lived in China, Thailand, Singapore growing up, so I literally was like an international student. I think the term is like third culture kid or something like that. 27. I think you're like you're either like a young millennial. I'm sorry. Wait, yeah, young millennial or old Gen Z or something like that. Light Darkness speeches, Kingdom Hearts, yeah. By the way, unrelated, but I will pay anyone $10, maybe $15, no joke, if they can explain the Kingdom Hearts plot to me with a straight face. I'm not even kidding. Like April 1st, when I get paid again, I will pay someone $10, $15 if they can explain the Kingdom Hearts plot to me from beginning to end, straight face. I'm so confident none of you can, but I would love to hear it. Yeah, I mean, Buddha here says it's fun bit that you can bring so many cultures together. I think one of the reasons for that too is it's a refutation of Lovecraft himself, because he was a racist. He'd probably be a white supremacist in today's age, and some people say that he changed his ways at the end of his life, but a lot of recent scholarship has said that he didn't really, according to his late letters, he didn't really like change at all. Um, I don't really do a lot of whole social justice activism on my thing, but I do try to. I think reading is radical in itself. I think reading is important, especially in today's age where even libraries are under attack. And regardless of politics, I think reading is so important. And so just by putting these cultures together, and by having them interact in new ways, I feel like that just brings life into people and literature. A nihilistic boomer wants to harsh everyone's vibes. Okay. What is it? What would be a nihilistic boomer? That's so weird. Hey, by the way, did you guys see my question above? What questions would you ask Cthulhu if you came across him? I had to get some coffee right now. Oh goodness. By the way, I'm still searching for like Madeline and Vistarchi's voice actors. I've been trying to search the internet for them because they do such a good job. I actually found Croissant Chan's voice actor. She's really talented. She actually has. So I use 11 Labs to use voice actors for my series. And what actors will do is they'll donate their voice. I know that sounds kind of weird, donate your voice, but that's the whole AI thing. But she is the most paid voice on 11 Labs. Croissant-chan, that is. And I've actually spoken with her on Reddit before. She's really talented, really cool. Um, but yeah, she gets paid a lot to do what she does. And I had the pleasure of like showing her one of my videos with Croissant-chan, and she laughed out loud. She said it was really funny. Do I have any croissants right now? Actually, I feel really guilty. I know this is blasphemous to say, but I do not have any croissants in my house right now. I should probably delete my account, right? Hey, by the way, guys, I think I put the music to the right tempo, but if it's too loud for you guys, just let me know. I'll bring it down a little bit. I have tinnitus from my time in the army, so I don't hear what you guys might hear. Kingdom Hearts 2 is heresy? I don't know, man. In my opinion, Kingdom Hearts 2 was the best. It was peak. Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3 should have been the best, honestly, but Disney, like, ham-fisted them. Like, for example, we were supposed to be able to visit Arendelle, but Disney was like, no, you guys can't have fun. Pretty much. 50 lashes with a pool noodle. My goodness. I'm so glad I don't laugh when Paradox Buddha talks. Every time, you guys gotta get to know Buddha. He's so fucking funny. I'm glad I wasn't drinking when he said that. I think what's crazy though is that I've been writing about Winnie the Pooh and Cthulhu for over a year now. And you know, it's crazy because I haven't thought about Winnie the Pooh since I was a kid. And like I said, it was just supposed to be like a random thing. It wasn't supposed to be like a reoccurring thing. But I got literally an inbox full of Gen X crying to me that they felt so in touch with what I was doing. And again, I'm not trying to like to brag or like toot my own horn or whatever, but their reaction told me that this is a story that I needed to tell. I think Arendelle was just a music stage like Ariel. Yeah, well, it was kind of like wallpaper. You go like on like a freaking, you like slade through the mountains or whatever, and then you just, that's really it. There's no like final boss or whatever. But if you look at the files for the game, there was definitely stuff that they scrapped. I appreciate it. The Pooh saga definitely gives me a chance to go deeper into the lore. And I think what I want to do one day is literally make a traditionally published book out of it so it can be in people's hands. It's such a special opportunity to write about such a powerful character. Like, no joke, especially when I get to Alice from Alice in Wonderland. And, you know, when you get to know me, that's actually another thing about me, too. I actually don't like remakes. Like, remakes, I get that every generation there's going to be people that love the story so much that they want to remake. But I'm in the business of, like, wanting more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want a sequel. I want to know what they do after the hero's journey. So for me, I didn't just want like an Alice who was like 9 years old or 4 years old, whatever she was in the original story. I want like 20-year-old Alice who's on her own adventure after Wonderland. You know, and what better way to do that than pair them up with like Winnie the Pooh and Cthulhu or some other kind of epic story, right? It's a chance to kind of just use my imagination. But again, like the hardest part of the series isn't writing it, it's writing it around Cthulhu because again, he's such a powerful character. I have to find ways that the other characters will be useful without Cthulhu being like, hey, I could just do everything. You know? So it helps to create other Eldritch gods, like characters wise, that are like pushing him where he can and can't do things. Yeah, Free Run's a great example. You think I'm nostalgia baiting a little bit, Raven? Maybe a little bit, not gonna lie. You know what? I think one day I'm gonna download Kingdom Hearts and play it for you guys with you guys. Free Run is amazing, but I think I might be a hater for season two. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like I love Free Run, but there's something about season two I'm not enjoying. I feel like it's trying too much to be season one. Like all the variables that I liked in season one are there, but I feel like season two is trying to be season one more than being itself. I don't know how to explain it. Also, you know, there's this when I watched the first few episodes of season two for Free Run, the camera was going to their feet a lot. I don't know if that was just me, but I'm like, the writer's barely disguised fetish is showing a little bit, isn't it? Like foot shot after foot shot, foot shots in the river, foot shots on the road. I'm just like, okay, I get that they're barefoot. That's cool. At least they're not high school girls being isekai'd. You're gonna play Kingdom Hearts again? That's cool. If any of you guys are gonna take up Kingdom Hearts, let me know. I'd definitely love to watch. Yeah, I agree with Controllable. By the way, guys, Controllable, he's another YouTuber. He does stuff about disability and accessibility in video games. So check his channel out. He likes to do, you know, all that stuff. By the way, besides Free Run, there's another really good anime out there called it just came out in January. It's called Sentenced to be a Hero. Yeah, it's really good. It's almost got 12 episodes out now, but it turns the whole hero's journey on its head. To be a hero, if you're a hero in this world, you're actually committing a felony, and that's why they brand you as a hero. Like, you're supposed to fight these wars for this like aristocracy, and every time you die, you get reincarnated to do their bidding. It's like a dark fantasy thing, but it's actually pretty cool. Man, I bet my laptop is dustier than yours, to be honest. I don't clean it, and I should clean it. I like to say to my wife that a dusty keyboard means I lived through it. It's been through a lot, just like me, just like Cthulhu. But she's like, I don't buy that crap. That's what's good about having a wife, guys. I'm actually gonna be married for 10 years this year, if you can believe it. 10 years. I met my wife on Tinder 10 years ago. And our wedding cake said, because someone bothered to swipe right. I know that's cheesy as shit, but uh, 10 good years. And 10 good years, that's for sure. My time is now, old man. Dude, I'm not over the fact that you said 50 tentacle lashes. I feel like that should be an episode in and of itself. Cheesy but fitting, yeah. I thought, you know, I watched a lot of anime in my time about like all these like I saw all these like anime girls that have like insane strength. And I was trying to marry a woman that wouldn't be able to like to hit so hard, but my wife is like 4'8", a redhead, and I was sourly mistaken. They're too strong. Kingdom Hearts rhythm game. I don't know about that one. But to get back to the series, I really wanted to do chapter 3. I had like some big ideas for chapter 3, like Nyarlathotep doing something that he shouldn't do, and Cthulhu getting pretty pissed off in the third episode. But unfortunately, I ran out of production material. funds. I was kind of sad about that because I really wanted to do the Winnie the Pooh series to finish off March, but you have to wait till April, unfortunately. But big things are coming down the pipeline, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's just unfortunately I gotta get through this stupid bankruptcy. Not to be heavy or anything like that. It's just kind of life, is what it is. Oh, the Switch version. Hey, is the Nintendo Switch still like $200? So I was waiting for that price to go down. It's probably like more now or something. I wish I didn't have to pay in money. I wish I could pay like in Skittles or something, or Sour Patch Kids. Nah, I'm not gonna take people's money. I can't do it. I want people here if they enjoy it. I don't want people here if they... I mean, I'm okay with YouTube paying me. I'm okay with a big corporation paying me, but you guys, you know, I'm sure you guys got your own families and significant others and own personal financial problems I don't want to take from you guys. You guys are amazing. I appreciate that, but I'm very close to YouTube monetizing me if they ever get right. I'll gladly take a corporation's money. Switch is perfect for that kind of game. I also want to like play Octopath. I heard it was really good. I haven't played it yet, but I hear good things. I'm gonna put this in the chat. It's one of my favorite PC games. You can get it on Steam too. Nobody's illusion. No, I appreciate it. You've been offering me it before. You guys are super cool. But yeah. By the way, I wanted to ask you guys, where do you think I should bring Cthulhu next? Or what pantheon? I've been doing Greek, Roman, and Egyptian and Norse because I'm, you know, as a Westerner, I'm familiar with that stuff. You know, I dabble out into like Egyptian and Hindu a little bit, but I'm thinking about going like Aztec or Native American or Inca or Celtic even. Just not sure where I want to go next. Man, Buddha, you just turned my argument on my head. I appreciate that. That's awesome. What makes a game easy to return to? Well, nowadays, you know, I'm gainfully unemployed, so anything that brings comfort, I want to say. So I think like games like Minecraft, I can just like, when I start, I immediately know that I can start from anywhere and do whatever I want. So that's accessible. But sometimes I'm very sadistic to myself, and I'll play Dark Souls or Elden Ring where I know dying is actually the correct path to get better. That kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, Controllable, how like a lot of Western philosophy assumes that you have to suffer in order to succeed, or you have to suffer in order to get better or win merit. That does feel. I know that Elden Ring's a Japanese game, but at the same time, it feels like suffering is a big part of that world. And ironically, when I was depressed, like more depressed back then, I played Dark Souls and I felt better. It's like a meditation in a way. But I think what's funny is that all the characters I create are made to irritate Cthulhu in a way, like kind of pull out his humanity in a way, but also irritate him. And actually, I'm kind of remiss to say humanity too, because I try to really encourage his otherness. And that's another thing that I like about how do I say this? There's a typical trope in classic horror where when a monster appears, the person either has to kill it, or if the monster survives and tries to redeem himself, he's a tragic hero or something like that and dies or perishes. I try to flip that. I like that there's aliens or, beings in my universe where they can just survive and be their own self unassuming. And I like trying to do that with objects too, like Chesterford and the Necronomicon. One of the things I get to do is like give them agency, even though they can't speak. Chesterford and the Necronomicon, even though it's like nonsensical, they can do whatever they want. They have their own, livelihood. They have their own like personality, their own charm. They can do different things. And even when it's ridiculous, I try to give it like a known story. Like I remember that one episode I did where Chesterford was a Walmart bagger in his past life. But it was also an episode about family. Of course, anyone who listens to Chesterford being a Walmart bagger in a past life is going to be like, what the hell, that's crazy. But it was also about like fulfilling these things that these characters want, even though it is ridiculous, and that's kind of what being family is, right? Everyone has their eccentricities, and so beneath the comedy is something you can kind of take away. Any given up? Yeah, mostly. I think so. An episode where everyone just bullied Cthulhu. That's what Buddha was responding to, yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna just write it. I need to do more Voidmonger episodes because every time Voidmonger comes in, what I love about Voidmonger is he's not a kiss ass, right? Like he's about, I want to say he's like equal in terms of power to Cthulhu in a way, because he's a black hole, right? He's like a sentient sales merchant or whatever. And I want to talk about his origin story for a second because it's kind of funny. One of my earliest subscribers was a guy from Germany, and he liked to grow plants like spices and things like that. Spices and glowworms. He was one of my earliest subscribers, and I was like, I kind of want to do an episode that he likes. That's kind of what I did. In the beginning, a lot of my stories had to do with basically the hobbies and interests of my subscribers. So Voidmonger was actually a merchant at one point, and I did this episode where a bunch of merchants went to Cthulhu's front door and tried to sell him stuff, and this one merchant was trying to sell him black holes. And that was kind of like the proto-genesis of Voidmonger. Yeah. And then, what's interesting about the Pooh saga, returning to that, is that the Starkey giving her an origin story within the Pooh saga was pretty... I didn't do that in the original series, because if you guys have realized, the first, 2 episodes is like a reboot. Like, the first year I was kind of, experimenting, and I was becoming a better writer. But I feel like I hit my stride with that a little more here. And so it's also giving me a chance to give them origin stories. And I kind of just worked with the Starkey. With Madeline and Chrysanthemum, I'm really not sure how and where. But it'll definitely feel right when I eventually get to that. Someone once said I don't bully Zeus enough. Do you guys think I should bully Zeus more? The OG, yeah. I think my issue with those TikToks, I don't want to say issue because you guys loved it. I don't want to make it sound like I had. I think the thing with TikTok is that it's like those videos were more for like the attention economy. They're very stylized and they're there for like 1 minute, 3 minutes, or sometimes 8 minutes if I was feeling very ambitious. But I had to find a way to really turn it into the story that I feel like it deserved, and YouTube was really the only way to do that. Nah, Zeus deserves it. Like, I feel like we would not have any Greek mythology stories if Zeus just kept it in his pants, to be honest. It's literally Zeus's fault, I want to say. But, yeah, the Winnie the Pooh Cthulhu saga is pretty much the heart of my series. Like, I love Cthulhu on the Go, I love Dewey and Lovecraft, I like Croissant Chan, Madeline and Vistarki, Sleep Nora, all my characters, but I feel like I really wouldn't have a series, like, coherently if it weren't for, like, Winnie the Pooh. And that's such a weird thing to say because, again, this is a childhood character I haven't thought about since I literally was a child myself. But for some reason, a smarter version of Pooh really works out. Like, I remember when I was going through like an airport at one point, I read like the Tao of Pooh. I bought that at a bookstore or something. And just putting that philosophy of what Pooh represented into like an older version of him really was compatible with the Cthulhu character I was trying to make too. You're off school until the 5th so you can watch more. Yeah, I appreciate that. Again, I can't make any more videos to April, so whatever you guys can watch, you're giving me a little bit of a lifeboat here. I appreciate it. What makes a creator feel real to you? Well, I'm not a robot, I think. But I mean, to answer you seriously though, I miss old school YouTube. I miss people talking like this. Like they don't have any bells and whistles. I understand like creators get big after a while, like super big, and they have to sell something. They have to monetize, I guess. They have to talk to thousands of people. But I remember when YouTube was literally about you and me. I'm talking to you from the other side of the screen, but you're looking at me in the room, like in my room or something like that. Like you think about the CEO of YouTube, literally the first video is that guy at the zoo. And I think about that when I create content. I think about that a lot because I want to return that authenticity. Like, yeah, I don't want to be seen like as an AI slop channel. I know I use generative AI, but I also like write all my stories. Like that's all me. That's 20 years of writing. Speaking of that, I do actually want to hire real artists in the future, hopefully. I do speak for myself, other goober. But if you ask me, my favorite story was probably Cthulhu getting trapped in an elevator because Zeus wanted his paternity test results and he was trying to hide away from Hera. I was actually thinking about doing a story where Hera breaks up with Zeus and she makes it known to Cthulhu or something like that. And then Zeus thinks that Cthulhu is trying to date Hera. And it's like this big issue. I wanted to do something like that. I think it'd be hilarious. Like, can you imagine Zeus and Hera break up? Hera goes, to the library to hide out, and Zeus thinks that she's doing something. I appreciate that. I don't know. I'd be happy if I got just like a sizable, like a small niche community. I don't plan on getting millions. I'm not gonna be like Mr. Beast, Oprah Winfrey type shit. But I appreciate what I got. Man, these images are coming out nicely. I thought they were gonna be like from the lens of a potato. I was trying to upload my best images. Aw, there's the Adventures of Pooh and Cthulhu. Yay! I was waiting for that thumbnail to come up. But to be honest, I'm doing okay on TikTok now, but it wasn't like last year where everyone was like um, really super into what I was doing. And I think that's just because I stopped trying as much as I did. I've like gravitated to YouTube. And partly some of that was because of the politics of TikTok, like going back and forth between America and China. I was just tired of the football. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna like strike it out with YouTube and see how it goes. Oh, Cthulhu on the Chandelier. That was from the Vistarki episode where he's like, where where he's spying on his eldritch daughter's date with Hephaestus. I got a really good reception from that episode too. That was actually the first time I did romantic comedy. I've never done romantic comedy before, and I was like, okay, how do I make this believable? How do I get people to care about the Starkey, who's like an original character? She's like not known to anyone. And then who should I pair her up with? Originally, I was gonna pair her up with like Thor, I guess, but I was like, nah, she needs someone wiser, a little bit older. And then I felt like she'd be someone who's more of an outcast, and I felt like Hephaestus was like that perfect role. And she's a blacksmith, he's a blacksmith, so I was like, all right, that's a match right there. I can do that. People are gonna say whatever they're gonna say, especially on the internet. Opinions are commonplace. Yeah, that's true. I feel like nowadays everything's just kind of like a reaction video. But yeah. You don't spell for anything, dude. Man, I'm just terrible. Reaction videos with Cthulhu, that'd be kind of funny. I kind of wanted to give my secondary characters a podcast of their own because I've had like every one of my videos has Cthulhu talking. I was thinking about, what if like Madeline had her own like episode or Croissant Chan, but I'm like, who has enough star power to do it? But yeah. Oh, there's the chandelier one again. Man, that was such a fun episode. You guys are gonna God, just thinking about it. Um, the Cosmic Pope Chicken. I can't wait. That was the episode I was trying to get out a few days ago, but I ran out of money, so I couldn't do the voice acting. But the one with the Cosmic Pope Chicken, who's like one of the antagonists of the series. Oh my God, I was laughing so hard. So for all you guys who don't know, like a year ago, I kind of made a small video about this chicken that fights Cthulhu, right? And um, he fights him because he was playing Assassin's Creed, And if you know about Assassin's Creed or games like that, you don't fight the chickens. You don't touch the chickens. You don't come in contact with the chickens because they are OP. There's something about them where the developers decided to make them the strongest characters in the game. Hey, Controllable, thanks for coming in. I'll see you later, okay? Appreciate you. Thanks for asking your questions, and I'll watch your streams later. I know you said you got something going on with that. I think her name is Professor U or something like that. I'm still trying to catch up, so I'll see you later. Man, y'all have made me want to play like Kingdom Hearts now or something like that. Yeah, the Family Guy chicken fight. That lives on in my head, man. So in this episode, I'm doing it, and I'm trying not to spoil it, but I've got Chan, Madeline, and Vistarki in the control room where they're trying to file missiles at the chicken, who's like honing in on the library like a missile himself. And like there's all these lasers and missiles, and they're firing even confetti and DVDs at him and trying to stop him from coming over. Cthulhu's trying to shut down the whole library. Oh my god, I can't wait to get it out. It's gonna have to be April though. By the way, guys, I'm just yapping. If you guys want to talk about anything in particular or just hang out, we can do that too. By the way, Anna Banana, how's it going? Thank you for coming in. And I don't know who else is here, but whether you are just silently listening and you're new to my channel, I appreciate you being here. It all counts. I'm just a disabled veteran, gainfully unemployed, and how I spend my time is talking to you guys. So I appreciate it when you guys come on board. OG PS2 versions. I remember playing like I think I grew up with the Nintendo 64, like StarCraft, Star Fox, things like that. Oh, that's cool. Doodling. I like to doodle. I like to use my cosmic noodle in my brain. I think the characters I neglect the most, though, like I think is Dewey and Lovecraft. Um, I gotta admit that it's one of my favorite podcasts because it allows me to go into like the cosmic horror thing a little more, especially the sci-fi fantasy element. But I've just not been able to with the whole Winnie the Pooh, Cthulhu saga, and Cthulhu on the go. I feel like that has so much potential. It's hard to juggle 3 podcasts at once, and I'm always someone who gives myself too much. I literally give myself too many projects. Like this year, I wanted to actually create like a merchandise shop. I don't know if any of you are good with sales, but if any of you guys want to help me like create a marketplace for merchandise for the series, I would love that. Can you imagine having like a 3D print job of like Voidmonger and Cthulhu arguing or something like that? Or Chan's Bakery or whatever. Just iconic moments. Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, I remember that. You know, thinking about retro stuff, it makes me like think about how like when things go into the public domain, I try to see if that has potential for a crossover too. I try to be very careful about copyright stuff. Speaking of copyright, as you guys probably already know, you can't like copyright public domain characters like Cthulhu, but I can actually copyright the idea of Cthulhu the Librarian, which I want to do. according to American law, I already have copyright because I have the stories of Cthulhu the Librarian. But having copyright just gives me that extra protection, and it also just feels cool. Croissant pillows to throw at people. Oh my god, that'd be so freaking adorable. I hope you put that in the traditional art section or like the fan art section. That'd be so cute. Oh my god. Please, I need that so bad. The character of the pastry. That'd be cute. If I ever get monetized, hopefully I can give you guys like stickers in the chat to use. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm still like learning how to do all this stuff. But I definitely want to give you guys like rewards and stuff. I don't even know what YouTube will allow me to do. By the way, Anna, I'm glad you put banana in your name because I always want to say like Anna Banana. I don't know if you just put that in your name because you like gave up on people not saying it, but like, what's up, Anna Banana? Croissant body pillow would make me feel super complete. A pillow of croissant John throwing a pillow. You know what? Hold up. I'm gonna like write this shit down on a notepad. Thanks whoever was spamming hearts. I appreciate that. I'm gonna spam hearts too. I think it's cute. It's like TikTok. But honestly, I think if any of you guys like actually want to help out with a merchandise shop, I would love to do something like that. Madeline with her clipboard, Vistarki with her forge hammer, Cthulhu trying to chase after a croissant or something like that. By the way, this is one of the older episodes, but I really did like the Minecraft one. I'm a big Minecrafter, and just putting Cthulhu in a Minecraft universe was just like the next step, honestly. But for those who are like old millennials like me, where like Tom Hanks was like trying to look for Wilson, they turned that into the croissant. Yeah, I get that. There's never any time. Dude, Cthulhu asking for galaxies would just be such a Gen Z thing to do. Oh my god. I remember there was talk about this one creator on TikTok who was like, he was like losing fans or money or something like that. He didn't have like his bougie life anymore, and so he was like asking for galaxies. Grown ass man, too. But yeah, that'd be funny. I actually thought about doing this episode where Cthulhu is talking about the cameraman, and I was thinking about making the cameraman Jarvis, so like all the videos of Cthulhu the Librarian, the series, were actually filmed by Jarvis. So I was thinking about doing like a meta episode like that. I thought that'd be pretty funny. But yeah. No, I don't. What was that again? I forgot. So what are you guys up to? You guys doing anything fun this week? I wanted to go to a Renaissance festival in around my area, but I don't have any money to spend, fortunately. That'd be cool. Nobody's Illusion. Have you talked to Liv? I think you're in the D&D group, right? By the way, 5 of 7. I think I mentioned it, but we have a D&D thing going on. If you guys want to do that. I think it's still ongoing. I think she'll be able to slot you in if you want. It's just that she's got her own issues going on, so I don't know how busy she is. She even asked me, and I was like, I'm busy myself. By the way, did you guys get a chance to see the Dracula video? That was out of all my Cthulhu on the Go videos, I feel like that one was probably like the most serious one out of the others. What gun? What we talk? Live. Yo, we're talking about D&D. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you people. I'm trying to get you henchmen. There's some. I think Anna was talking about D&D before I still talk with them, but my scheduling, yeah. Dude, it's really hard to make friends as an adult. I feel like most of my friends are online now. Um, that's kind of funny because in school I didn't really have friends. I had like acquaintances. It was a little different for me because I was an international student, so like they were acquaintances anyway. The Dracula video was sick. Yeah, I appreciate that. That was a very fun exercise just because I was trying to keep Vlad authentic in himself. So, Vlad was a Orthodox Christian, and I wasn't trying to take that away from him. So I was trying to like create a universe where Cthulhu could exist, but it didn't contradict Christianity, um, which is kind of hard to do because Cthulhu comes from a pantheon, or a pantheon, or a polytheism, I guess I want to say, or trying to say, but Christianity, obviously, it's a monotheism, and monotheisms are kind of harder for me to work with because they don't play nice with like multiple gods and things like that. So I had to put it in a way that was like authentic to itself. But I did like the idea of Dracula having like a drop of eldritch blood, and that kind of created like that contract of him only being able to stay the night. Created the lane for how he could only exist or be like he could only operate during the night, and that's why they can't go out during the daytime. And right now, I can't really support her because she's doing spicy writing. So, wait, who are you guys talking about? Look, man, I love spicy romantic comedies. I like romance books. I think writing romance is difficult, but there's something in the waters in book talk. I feel like all all of them are thirsty, like super thirsty, and you can tell in their literature. That's like all they like from page 1 to page 366 when it ends or something like that. It's just like thirst traps after thirst. Like you think men write women bad. These people are feral. She bounced boobily down the stairs. Men writing women. Hey, speaking of that, do you guys think I write women like female characters good? I, I think I do a decent job, like portraying Croissant Chan, the Starkey, and Madeline. I don't think I do too bad, but if anyone thinks I need to like do better, I can hear that out. Zwak Makon Zwak Makonnen. Dude, I'm sorry. It looks like her name is like an autocorrect or a misspelling. Like no disrespect. Okay, yeah, my wife would probably have questions. No, I mean, if you want to give me a summary of something, I think we could like laugh about it for sure. Mochone. All right, sounds like an ice cream or something out of Star Wars. But yeah, I think you guys have convinced me to play Kingdom Hearts 2, or next time I go on live, I'm gonna play like a video game that we all can enjoy or something like that. I think they're trying to make a Kingdom Hearts 4, right? No, don't tell her that. I'm gonna sound so ignorant and uneducated. If you do, tell her about my channel. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, 507, take care, be safe. Let me know if everything turns out all right. Um, Emergencies are no fun. Keep me in the loop, okay, bud? Take care. See you later. Oh, she will, okay. Does she know about my channel? I have to plug that in just a little bit. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, I think everything I do, I'm trying to keep that spirit I did last year because the TikTok is kind of where I started my series, and I'm always really like not scared about losing my way, but like keeping that authenticity and that whimsical like humor that I had in the beginning. So I feel like if I get too serious, then it becomes something it wasn't. But I know how like everything evolves over time. That's cool. But anyway, what I was thinking about because the Dracula story really was successful, I kind of want to do more origin stories like that. But especially with Cthulhu's humor still. By the way, thanks for coming in. If you just came in, welcome here. Don't be shy about chatting. We're just talking about nerdy stuff. Yeah, no, that'd be good. The thing about beta reading though, I ask all people that kind of hire me, so to speak. Like I ask them if they really want a beta reader, like if they want constructive criticism, or do they just want someone to casually read their stuff. Because a lot of people, when they say they want a beta reader, they don't really understand what that entails. Like especially if they're not coming from a professional background, they're usually talking about because when I dissect something, I'm not like a brutally honest. I mean, I am honest, but I'm also practical, and that can look harsh to people who aren't used to constructive criticism, I guess, about their work. Because if they just want me to read it casually, I can just do that. I'm not gonna like dissect it. But um, if they really want to improve, I don't mind giving another writer their perspective. Yeah, yeah, and I take all things like that seriously, especially with my own work. I take constructive criticism very seriously. Having said that, it's always fun to read like one-star reviews on Amazon, and it's like always like the faults of like packaging or manufacturing or something that the writer has like absolutely no control over. Like I'm giving this book a 1 star because the Amazon packaging was broken. Like how's that the writer's fault? But some 1 star reviews are like valid. Like, oh, there was like subject racism or sexism in here. And yeah. By the way, I kind of hinted at it, but I don't really like book talk. I kind of like book talk a little bit, but a lot of the stuff I just feel like it doesn't have a lot of merit. I don't know what it is. I try to read wide, but yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I think I am going to get ready for dinner. It has been a little bit, and my wife kind of had the cold, so I'm going to go check on her. But I appreciate you guys showing up again. I do want to do lives a little more frequently, not just because I can't post videos right now, but just the name of the game for now. But thank you guys for giving me time, and I try to get on book talk with my friends writing. Yeah, I try to be supportive. I like to take care of people, but it is what it is. But it's okay. I think I'm gonna try to do like every other day. I'm gonna try to stream every day if I can, but I feel like every other day might be a better pace, but we'll see. Just depends. But again, yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on over, and I will see you later. Oh, one more thing. If you're new here and you'd like to go into our Discord server, just leave a comment on my community posts. I'll find it eventually. And if you ask for the Discord link, I'll be able to bring you on over. But thank you for listening to the series. I always like to hear feedback. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for everything. Thank you. I've been fighting the allergies talking this whole time. I don't know if you've heard it, but like I sound sick. It's kind of funny because during COVID, everyone thought I was sick, but it was really just allergies. It's crazy. But yeah, see you guys on Discord, and catch you guys